So once again, website, app, realmmlp.ca. And remember, and I know a bunch of agents have called me, 2 M's here, 2 M's in Realm. So Realm MLP or Realm MLP, depending on how you search and how your computer is set up, one of those two will work to get you into the right place. So why Realm? You know, Stratus, you know, a lot of people have said, well, you know, Stratus isn't bad. I mean, actually, it's pretty good. So why are we having this switch to Realm? And it's really has to do with your interaction with your clients. Realm has been made to introduce a new interface that makes connecting with your clients simple and interactive. Collaborate, and I hope some of you have used Collaborate. Collaborate has worked reasonably well, but it's a little clunky, it's a little chunky, it's not great. I have to tell you. I mean, Collaborate is great. Realm is way better. To be able to tell your clients that here's a program that you can watch in real time, new listings, new searches, that kind of a thing works really, really smoothly in Realm. It also has some other really great features like an instant chat feature, which we'll look at, that you can chat directly out of Realm into your client's inbox for the chat feature. It's got likes and dislikes that are much easier to use, not as clunky as Stratus. But to a large extent, it is designed to replace Collaborate. That is why we have Realm, okay? That's why it's coming. It is coming at the end of the year. So they're saying December. They have not said a date in December. They haven't said December 31st. They haven't said December 1st or December 10th or 20th or whatever. And often I have to be, you know, and I think a lot of you know this, sometimes these things take even a little longer, and their best hopes it'll be December, maybe it'll be January, who knows? But I'm going to say to all of you on board here today that you better have a really good handle on how to use Realm at the latest by the end of October. That way you've got November, and then in December, and hopefully you're using Realm on a regular basis come the early fall, middle fall, and certainly by late fall, by the end of November, you better have a good handle how to do this, because Stratus is going to be turned off. And hopefully you guys will have this together at that point. When you first log in to Realm, it takes you to your dashboard. This is your dashboard. And we're going to come back to your dashboard in a few minutes, because I'm going to leave all the search features of Realm to the end of this presentation. We're going to go through all the different features of Realm first before we get to the search, because really the features are really nice and it's stuff you have to know and it's stuff you have to do. But let's face it, it's the searching that's really kind of, what do you do? Like, how do you find houses? And when you find houses, what can you do with those houses? And how do you search for houses and that kind of thing? So we're going to come back to this in a few minutes. Up in the top, we have a toolbar up here. It starts over here on the left with Realm. It's got a search feature here. It's got another search feature here. You'll notice a third search feature here. There's a saved, a contacts, a documents. There is a chat feature, a notifications. This takes you back to your dashboard. This is our Waffle that we're going to get to. And this is your avatar, what Realm calls as your avatar. And we're going to take a look from right to left here, and we're going to look at all of these things. So first of all, you have your avatar. And you can see here, it's got an edit your profile. And here is the profile. And some of this information has already been loaded for you, okay? And you can't change it. You will see here that I don't have my birthday in here. I don't think I really need to have my birthday in here. I have my my work website. I do not have a Facebook page, but you guys could certainly put in a Facebook page in here if you wanted to. You can put in your Instagram accounts, your Twitter accounts, LinkedIn, Pinterest, any other things that you want to load in here, you can. And then you have to click save. So pretty straightforward there on your profile, okay? If I click on here again, you're going to see a help feature. And the help feature has these different categories. And my computer is running slowly. You'll have to excuse me. Or Realm is running slowly, one of the two. There's a few more boxes at the bottom here. Hopefully it'll come up eventually. Here we go. So you have these different features here for Realm. And you can see getting to know Realm. And I'll open that up. What is Realm? Are there additional fees to use Realm? The answer is no. Why would I use Realm? Well, you have no choice. Is Realm only available to TRREB members? At the moment, the answer is yes. And it's got these kind of features in here to find out what is going on. Here's getting started with Realm. Make Realm work for you. What's new in Realm? And your customers, how to information design for Realtor to share with your clients, which we will look at in a couple of sessions for sure. But if you have questions, getting started with Realm, is there a Realm app? How do I access Realms? How to customize your preferences? How to set up and edit your profile? All of this kind of thing is in here for you to be able to figure out. If you have a question, it's a great feature to make it easy. It's like an FAQ session on everything you needed to know about Realm. Okay. So let me go back. Oops, sorry. When I go here, it also has settings. And settings take you to different settings, and it takes you back here. Here's your account. And now you can change things. So right now on your start page, I have that my start page is my dashboard. So when you first log into Realm, what do you see? I see my dashboard. I can go right to a search listings. I can go right to save searches. I can go right to a chat feature, or I can go right to my dashboard. I would think that you're either going to go right to your dashboard or right to search listings. I don't see why you'd go right to save searches, because you probably want to do all sorts of other things. And chat takes you to a window only to chat. But most of the time, I would take a guess. I would suggest that you're not going to start off chatting right away with a client. You'd go to search listings or your dashboard, and then you can easily access the chat feature from there. Because as I mentioned, it's right here anyways. So it's pretty easy to get to if you see this chat feature up here where I'm trying to circle around and highlight here. And then you can make the save. You have your time zone, pretty straightforward, we're in Eastern time zone. And then you have a theme. You have 3 themes down here. One is device default, and I highly recommend that you stay on device default. Dark means that everything is in a negative look. So everything in the background is dark and all the letter is white. And it's really, really tough to use. I think one of my front desk staff, I think Jill, was stuck on dark and didn't know how to change and was getting so frustrated. But you can play and you can try it. Light makes it really, really light, and kind of everything is faded. And so maybe, I don't know why you would ever go to light. I'm highly recommending that you stay at your default device setting. That's what I'm going to use today, and you'll see that it's quite usable, okay? I forgot to mention at the beginning of this, questions are encouraged. Just unmute yourself, ask the question, be happy to answer it if I can, and or use the chat feature. I try to use chat features, chat questions as we go through. I don't save them to the end so that we deal with them as we go through this. Personalization. Personalization is really important. As I mentioned to you, one of the main reasons why we are switching to Realm is so that you can have an interaction with your client. And one of those things that you have to do is you have to invite your client to join Realm, okay? And what you can do here is you have a personalization for a client invitation, okay? It says here, this is the default setting. John Smulders has invited you to Realm. So if I was inviting a client to Realm, they would get an email that says, John Smulders has invited you to Realm. Maybe you want to say something nicer. And then in the body of the email, it says, John Smulders has invited you to join Realm, a web app that connects you with your salesperson. You could change that so that it says, if your client is Jill, hi, Jill, good afternoon. I hope you're doing really well. Geez, we had a great time last night. I'm inviting you to join Realm. You can do that kind of thing in here, or you can make it your own default setting. You can save it however you want to say it. You can change how it goes out, whatever you want to do to make it personal to your client. If you don't like what you've done, you can always reset to default. You can always clear it. But this will always be now, when you change this, then when you invite somebody to Realm, then they will get this and they will get this. So make it your own, make it personal. If we have people who have people in Collaborate, you might want to say, change this to, hey, Jill, Collaborate is changing to Realm, blah, 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 okay? And so you can personalize it. The next one, the heading. And so how to get started in Realm. So what happens now is that you invite your client to Realm, you get a notification that they've signed up, and you can send them a welcome message. And here's the heading, how to get started. Well, maybe it should say how to get started in Realm kind of thing. And this is the instructions. Now you can make these your own instructions if you want to, but I think these are pretty good. Sending a listing. As you know, from Stratus, when you send somebody a listing.
John, sorry to interrupt.
Yes, Faye.
Should we send our client the instruction?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, thank
you. The next one is sending a listing. In Stratus, you can click the box and send a listing or more than one listing. And basically it says, in the body of the email, it says, click on the link below to access the listings. Here you have the choice to personalize it yourself here. Now I know in Stratus you can add that email in there. It'll automatically add the link from Realm. But here, check out these listings that I'm sending you, right? And then here are the listings that I am sending you. And it'll add that line with the link. There's no question about that. But you want to make it personal. The whole idea here is that you can personalize it. The great news is that when you personalize it and you save it, every time you send a listing out, it's going to have the same body of words, so you don't have to retype and retype and retype, okay? So it's a good thing. Last but not least, your signature. What's going to show up at the bottom of your emails? I put in what I think is, kind of good. My name, who am I, where am I, what's my phone number? Of course, you guys would put in your cell phone number. And I've put in the best and hardest working realtor you'll ever find. Of course, I'm not selling, so it really doesn't matter. But there it is. You can put in whatever you want here to promote yourself, right? Why not? Put in a happy face, something, something nice to catch your client's attention. And once again, you can save that, okay? So that's personalization. Account, well, we've talked about account already, sorry. Notifications. So notifications, and this will almost be the last time we talk about what's the difference between Collaborate and Realm, because in notifications, it has the settings so that when you have invited a client to Realm, when are you going to get notified? Okay, so do you want to know when the client is trying to share something with you? Yes, I'd like to know daily. I'd like to know in real time. I never want to know. When the client is unshared with you, when do you want to know? When the client has updated something, where do you want to know? and look at the length of the choices that you have to be notified, okay? Like, you're gonna have to go through this. This is one of the strengths of Realm, is the interaction with your client. So, do I need to know, when a team member has left? Well, if you're not working with the team, the answer is no. If a search has been created, do I want to know? You're darn right. I want to know when my client has created a search so that I can see what my client is doing. Just like Collaborate, this is no different. Your client has come to you and said, I only want to move to Newmarket. That's it. Okay. And then you've got them on Collaborate. Now you'll have them on Realm. And now all of a sudden, your client has created a search for Georgina. And so now you want to know when your client is doing that so that you can see what your client is searching for, so that when you talk to your client, you can suggest, oh, I've got a great listing in Georgina that perhaps you want to see. That kind of a conversation. Now, we are going to dive deeply into the client interaction in the June webinar, okay? And the reason why we're waiting for the June webinar is because those of you who are on Collaborate, it will automatically, Realm will automatically pick up your contacts from Collaborate and put them into Realm on June 1st. So we want you Collaborate users to have that access for the June session, okay? If you are a Collaborate user now, you have one choice. So I'm just taking a look here. We've got a lot of people on board here. So I'm thinking some of you are Realm users. And I just want to show you this. In your settings, I'm going back here. This is for Collaborate users only, okay, in this webinar. Over here on the left-hand side in settings, it has my profile, personalization, account notifications. If you are a Collaborate user, you will have another box under notifications that says migrate, okay? And you can migrate your clients over to Realm today if you want to, okay? But you better know how to use Realm before you do that. Right now, it's still Collaborate. On June 1st, Collaborate is going to stop working, and you're going to have to tell your clients that you're moving over to a system called Realm. It's going to happen on June 1st. So you Collaborate users better have a look at some of the help sessions, that kind of thing, in the settings, so that you can start to inform your clients by email that on June 1st, you're going to be put to Realm and they're going to get notified, okay? So that is what is in your avatar here, okay? The next one is the Waffle. And when you have the Waffle and you open it up, it has all sorts of wonderful things, or not wonderful things, depending on which one you're clicking on. First of all, we're going to have a look at some of these, but we don't have time to look at all of these. But can you guys play in these things? The answer is yes. It's interesting that the way this is, it's like a link, right? It's like a link, right? It's like a chain link. And basically, most of these things in here, what they're doing right now is they are taking you back to Stratus, okay? You can see some of these are set up like this, and they're not necessarily a link, okay? Some of them are, some of them aren't. I know it's confusing. The way it's being explained to me is that as we are moving through the spring, the summer, and the fall, that what's happening is we're working on a hybrid system. It's working between Realm and Stratus, okay? So it's going to take you to Stratus in many of these things. For example, the sign bylaws. If you click on sign bylaws, it's going to take you right into Stratus and take you right back into Stratus and take you to the sign bylaws. You're not going to have a permissions manager. I have a permissions manager. you're not going to have a listing add edit. That's an admin. So I've added features because I'm a manager, and the front desk has listing add edit. You do not have listing add edit. But if you play on these, you'll find out. This is not hard. You can't screw anything up. You can play on it. You can learn it. No problem at all. But we're going to have a quick look at profile. And profile, guess where it takes you? Right back to the same place where we were before. No different than the avatar. Realm CMA is going to be another course that we're going to teach to you. It's probably going to be the July course on how to do a CMA in Realm, okay? I have not had a chance to learn it yet, quite simply. And you still have access through the Stratus program to get to Realm, or to get to the CMA, excuse me. But this one here is a really great feature in Realm, sold statistics. This is far superior to Stratus. Sold statistics for Richmond Hill, as an example. So we'll just take a drop-down menu here, and you want to know what's going on in the market. So let's have a look at January 2022 for Richmond Hill. The average dollar sale per month in Richmond Hill was 1.6 million. In February, 1,549. Richmond Hill actually dropped. In March, 1,583. Kind of staying kind of steady. It has dropped a little bit, but kind of, you know, it's not hopeless, all right? You can go here and you can come to the drop-down menu, and let's try, I think there's Oshawa. Your client wants to know, is this a good time to buy in Oshawa? Let's have a look. Let's have a look at December in Oshawa. The average was 913,000. In January, 1 million. In February, 1,000,001. In March, back down to 1 million. So a 10% drop from February, but a 10% rise from November and December, where it was only 900,000. So have we gone back right now into, you know, everyone's saying the market is crashing, right? Don't use that word. Don't use the word that the market is crashing. All you're doing is feeding the fire, fanning the flames. What has actually happened here? Hey, you know what, Mr. Buyer, we're back down to $1 million. Yes, it's dropped from February's high, but we're still way above December. How about November? Wow, we're still way above. So when sellers are freaking out about they're losing money in their house, yeah, they've lost from February, but look how much you're still up from October and November when places were selling off the charts, right? And so this is a great tool so you can actually give proper information about what's happening in the market instead of saying the market is crashing. It's not crashing. It's going back to fall levels. February was out of control. Everybody has to remember that. So a great feature here in sold statistics. This will take you to land registry, into MPAC. This will take you to Geo Warehouse. I don't have to go into these things. You know what these things are. This will take you to Top CMA, which takes you right back into Stratus's CMA for Top CMA. But if anybody's used this, you know you have to pay for it. And you can go down here and play and check all of these things out. But out of all of these, the sold statistics thing is just so great. It's basically replacing the HPI tool. If anybody knows what the HPI tool is, it is replacing the HPI tool, which is a bit wieldy. It was a bit clunky. It wasn't the greatest. And here you go. I understand that the sold statistics will start to have different home types so that you can differentiate between townhouses, detached, and semi-detached and condos, just like in the HPI tool. It's coming. This realm is still a work in progress, okay? That's the Waffle. The next one is your dashboard. And we've talked about the dashboard before, and we're going to come back to the dashboard because it has a search feature. Notifications. When I click on notifications, it gives me a drop-down menu of all my recent activity of what I have done. All right. So if I really wanted to get back to searching in Alliston, I can see what those matches were back then. I kind of find it, to be honest with you, I kind of find the notifications kind of like why. I haven't quite got my head wrapped around it on why we need it, but there it is. As we play, I'm sure we'll figure it out. Chat. Oh, sorry, I have to get rid of this. The chat feature. And chat. So you can see here I've used Jill, who's our front desk admin, for those of you that don't know. I've used Jill as a guinea pig here, and I can chat with Jill, okay? I can take a look at I can take a look at my clients, who's also Jill. I don't have any members in my team or any teams set up. So basically you're going to be here or here, and you can send a chat to Jill. So here we go. And I'm going to show you this because it says here that Jill is not active. And we're going to come back to this in just a minute so that you can see how this works. Okay, so right now I cannot send a message to Jill. Documents. So in documents, I can add different documents. I can create a folder. And documents, you can send documents to your clients through here. I honestly, once again, this might be a bit of overkill. For example, maybe you have a document that's pre-made already for a buyer. And on that document, it says something like, hey, Mrs. Buyer, congratulations on the purchase of your home. Please be sure to cancel your utilities, sign up for your new utilities, make sure that you're in contact with your lawyer, make sure that you've changed your driver's license, all that wonderful stuff that you might be sending information out to a client on a preset level, you can do from here as well. You probably won't use this, I don't think. And the reason why is you're probably just simply going to email your client and pull that document out of a folder that you have already made instead of having to come into Realm to do the exact same thing. It's kind of an extra step, if you know what I mean. So I don't know that you're going to spend a lot of time in your documents, okay? Contacts. So.
John, before you go to contacts, whenever you send Joe a message and says Joe is not active, that means it's not on the Realm. He's not working on the Realm at that time that you send the message, or what does that mean?
Correct. So she has to be invited. So here we are in contacts. Okay. Here we have the invite button to invite Jill to Realm. And you can see here that we're back to the default that we looked at in the personalization section when we were in my avatar that was up in the upper right-hand corner here. So here it is in the default. And so you can change it here and you can save it as a default, or you can change it in your personalization section. So may as well do it first, and you're going to send an invitation to Joe. So send. Okay, I have sent that to Joe. And so she'll go in there, and then I can go to the chat feature. So now when I type a message, she's going to get that. So I can go, hi, Joe. And I can send that, and away we go. So she'll have got that from today. Hi, Joe. Okay, so back to contacts. So there's our contact. If I don't want her as a contact anymore, disinvite, and she will no longer be a contact. Okay. Here is a really stupid feature in Realm. Okay, this is ridiculous, and I am with Realm now saying this is the stupidest feature ever. You have your own clients. okay? In recent, it is showing everybody who has recently used Realm, who has access to Realm in the GTA. Now, why would you need to know this? And you don't. It's the stupidest thing ever. You can see here it's Helen Zhang. I'll go back to clients. And we'll go back to recent. Oh, Helen's way down the list somewhere because these people have used it instead. Okay, maybe Christine's online right now. Christine, did you just sign into Realm? And you know, it's just showing like, why do you need this? I have no idea. Members, same thing. Why do we need to know this? And it keeps changing all the time as people are signing in and out. And Realm tells me that they're working on this, that you'll only see your own recent users and your own members that you've set up and your own teams that are using this. But right now, this is a real fault in Realm. So all you want to do is clients, okay? Now, this is really hard to see. And they're working on this as well. But up here in the right-hand corner, I hope you can see it. I'm circling it with my mouse arrow. There's a plus sign. And when you have a plus sign, this is where you add a new client and you can fill in all these details. You can either save it and don't invite, or you can save and invite, okay? Whichever you'd like to do. So you've got your client, you've met them at your house, at a house that you're showing. They seem really interested in working with you. What do you say to them? Hey, Mrs. Client, what's your name, blah, 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 phone number, you know, where are you? What are you doing? You know, that kind of thing. I'd like to invite you to Realm. So with Realm, you'll be able to do your own searches. We can work together through Realm. They're going to get that email that we had the personalization part for, all that kind of stuff. And then you can give them the HomeSpot app from Century 21 so they get off House Sigma and only use your connection through HomeSpot. And now you're directly connected to Realm and directly connected to your client. So that's contacts. Saved. Saved gets you back into your contacts again, okay? But it also has the likes that I have done. It also has the searches for myself. And somebody asked about a prospect search, and this is the searches, and we're going to get on how to do that. So I've added these searches for myself. It has the history of what I've looked at recently. And if I had any CMAs, it would show up the CMAs that I've got on that I've sent out to other clients that I've saved, that kind of thing. It's an easy way to get into your CMAs. Okay, so that's the saved feature here. I can get into clients and see my clients. I've got my saved clients as Jill, and I've saved myself as a client as well, just so that I could play around in it. Okay, teams, I don't have any teams. Then we come to search. So now we're going to dive into the search portions of Realm. So from saved over to my avatar over here, we've gone through these main things. If you have questions about these, go into the help function that I showed you here at the very beginning. When you're here, go into your help function, and you can learn about these yourself, okay? You can ask me. I'll try my best to answer. It's a bit of a learning curve for me as well here, so I'll do the best I can. So you have search here. So far, everybody okay with these? So far, so good? We have search over here on the left. We have search here. Take a close look before I go to the next screen, okay? Here it is. And here you have your dashboard. And when you click on your dashboard, it takes you here. And if I pick a area that I want, if it decides to come up for me, my computer is running very slow today. Oh, right, this one, here it comes. So Acapulco, Mexico, probably not going to work very well. So let's try Oak Ridges. And it's going to come up with the different areas in Oak Ridges. So I'm going to select Oak Ridges, and I'm going to select Oak Ridges Lake Wilcox. Okay. And I'm going to click search. And where does it take me to? It takes me back to basically that screen that I said to remember, except it showed us all of Ontario. Okay. So if I click on search here, there's all of Ontario. And I click here, I now have to go back to Oak Ridges. Or, and honestly, I don't understand why they've done it this way. It's a little confusing because here I can go to refine search. I can go into Oak Ridges, and here they are again. So it's kind of two ways to get to the same place. It's kind of stupid, but there it is. I'm just telling you what it is, okay? And from here, this is basically the same as Stratus. So I'm looking for a freehold for sale. It's available. Price, Oak Ridges, we better put something reasonably high. How about 1.3? And you'll see what happens here is it automatically doesn't come up with everything below 1.3, which is a nice feature, to 1.5. What are we looking for? We're looking for a detached home, link, yes or no, or any. Style, you can choose 2-story, whatever. And here is something that's really important, okay? It's the bedrooms and the bathrooms feature. If you only select 3 bedrooms, it won't show you 3 or more, okay? If you want 3 or 4 or 5, you have to click all 3, okay? If you're thinking two bedrooms or more, you have to click 2, 3, 4, and 5, okay? It's not the same as Stratus where it basically will show you more, okay? Same as bathrooms. If you click 2, it will not show you 3 or 4 plus. You have to click them all, okay, to get them all to show up, okay? So just remember that, just a little thing. I'm told once again, it's a glitch. They're working on it, but at the moment, you'll only see in this case 3 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms. And you can see what's happening here down at the bottom. Same as Stratus. We have 2. Okay, if I take out these, look what happens. I now have 14. So one of the things you may want to do is if it's only, somebody says, I only want 3 bathrooms, then click 3. If someone says they want 3 or more, click them all, okay? If somebody doesn't care, just leave them blank and you see it's gone up to 14 different choices here. Basement, same idea as before. You know, you've got a walkout, you've got everything that we've had before. Garage spaces are the same. It's only going to show you 2. It's not going to show you 3 and 4, okay? And we've got 3 total places here. And it's got at the bottom, it's got the same thing as Stratus. This is all about the same. It's got the add a field function, just like Stratus, no different at all. And it comes up with the number of places that there are. And when you click apply, here they are. Those are your 2 places in Lake Wilcox, Oak Ridges area. So it shows you the same kind of functionality as Stratus did for the map search. So the question is, Andre, I did not succeed to transfer my clients from Stratus to Realm. I also didn't find a way of exporting. Yes, that's right. You have to do it one by one, Andre. Yeah, absolutely. I know. What can you do? Pain in the butt. Is Realm showing listings from other boards in Ontario? And the answer is no. We wish that we had the access to all the cottage properties in the Muskokas and in the Kawarthas, and the answer is no. It will show you all of the listings of people who've got interboard listings. In other words, it starts with an X when it's outside. We can take a look at that in a minute. Andy, we can take a look in a minute at that. So it's basically the same as TRREB, Andy. The answer is no. In refined search, we need option not as in Stratus. I'm not even sure what that is, Andy. You guys, Andre, I should say. I'm not sure what that is. Oh, not an apartment. If it's not there, do me a favor, Andre. I've got a direct link into their help desk. And so if you wouldn't mind, Andre, sending me a message with that suggestion, then I'll make sure it gets passed on to the right person, please. So here we are in our map search. And we have here on the upper left-hand side of our map search, we have different functions that we can do. So first of all, it shows us the location. You can see that it's showing us when I'm highlighting, 30 Sundew Lane, it shows on the map which one it is. You can see it highlighted, so you get a location. So here's the location. These three are all really close to each other, so it's a bit awkward. But if you had them somewhere spread around, the blue would highlight as you passed your mouse over each picture. The highlight shows where it is on the map. You can zoom in, you can zoom out. You have a toggle draw mode. So if I wanted to just expand this a little bit, I can go like this and draw like this, because maybe they're willing to move a little bit north. There's no other listings to the north of us, okay? I can delete that. I can add a polygon so that you're doing an exact square, or shape, I should say, and close the polygon, and there's no listings inside that polygon. You can do it as a circle, and the circle become like this. And are there any more listings? No, there's no more listings here, okay? And it disappears. So it's just if you're going to just simply go to the map, and we will in a moment, toggle measure mode. How far is it from here? Oops, I think I have to click first to here. Oh, it's 2.2 kilometers. Don't know if that's going to be useful for a lot of people. Well, maybe you want to find out how far it is from this house down to Lake Wilcox. I guess you could do that here if you wanted to. Map layers. Map layers is an interesting feature. You can go to satellite view, which gets really complicated. There you go. If you want to play around with it there, you can do that. I prefer the road map, and I think we're all kind of used to using the road map. It has a school feature. Here are all the schools. It is Lake Wilcox Public School, and here's a great feature. It shows you the catchment area for that school. Here's the catchment area for Bond Lake Public School. Here's the catchment area for Kettle Lake. So if your clients are really interested in a particular school in a particular area, this is a great feature, okay?
John, Isabel.
Yes, Isabel.
Can I just give a little warning about those catchment areas?
Please.
And that is, if you're advising a client, absolutely have them double check the catchment area, because the schools change them occasionally. I wouldn't count on this as being gospel.
Right, and it reminds me of something else to say. Thank you, Isabel. It reminds me also to say that, guess what? Your client wants to move into the area with Kettle Lake Public School, but oops, Kettle Lake Public School is full, doesn't have any more room for kids. They're going to get bussed over to here. So double check that as well, okay? Make sure that the school has room. Make sure your client is phoning the school to make sure, okay? Thank you, Isabel. Just let me check the chats again here. Debbie is saying here, Andre, you've gone through all this work to upload your clients, and Debbie's saying that she's understanding that Realm will have the feature to bulk upload contacts. So I know at the moment, I didn't know they were doing this, so thank you, Debbie. They will obviously be doing a bulk upload, so everybody might want to stand by for that information. How can I set up a search to show properties only in a particular school area? Great questions, Anna. So we want to do the Kettle Lake Public School. You're going to draw toggle mode and you're going to draw the line. You can draw, oops, I'm not 100% familiar with how to do it either. So you can do it like this and click. My goodness. So you can draw it along. You can come down. You can come around. Oops. Obviously, my drawing skills are not the greatest. Save search. And that's how you can save a search for that area. And you can define it, you can refine it, you can do everything. Okay? Really, really easy to do. Then you can go, Zana, you can go into your saved button and you're going to find those saved searches in here. And it's going to show up here. Okay? That's how you can get into there. All right, great questions, Anna. Thank you. So we're back to here. I'm going to clear this out. Map layers. I think I'm working realm overtime here. Oh, wrong one, right. So average sale price in 1 year. So it's got a growth in 1 year and a turnover for 1 year. We'll start with turnover for 1 year. So I think we've taught a lot of you the best way to define a door knocking area, your area that you want to go door knocking in. And we've told you guys you want to go door knocking in an area that has a minimum of a 6% turnover. And here's how you can find that statistic. So you'll have to excuse my ignorance because I don't know Lake Wilcox really well. I have no idea. But am I going to go door knocking in this area that has a 3% turnover rate? The answer is no, I'm not. Do I want to door knock in this area that has an 8% turnover rate? The answer is yes, I do. And you can do this for anywhere you want to go. Right, here it goes. You can just see them all over the place. You can see everywhere that these things are happening. And you can figure out, here's a turnover rate of 10%. Not bad, okay? So it's a great feature for those of you that want to do some cold calling, some door knocking. Make sure that you have a good turnover rate. You have the average sale price per year. So the average sale price in this area is, and I have to take my glasses off to see this, 3 million, 3.16, 1.7, 2.5. So all of a sudden, your seller comes to you and says, I'm thinking about selling my house in Oak Ridges. What are houses selling for? And so you can zoom right in here, and in this area in Oak Ridges, they're averaging about 1.48 million. And look at the prices here, 1.45, 1.35. Sorry, I clicked on that, I didn't mean to. 1.45, the average is 1.4. Like these guys are right in that neighborhood. This is also a really handy feature for areas that perhaps you're not familiar with. And a lot of you are only familiar with certain areas, I understand that, but now you have a buyer that says, I want to buy in Oak Ridges. And you have no idea. And so you want to know really quickly, well, wonder what houses are selling for in Oak Ridges? Well, they're averaging about 1.4 million, you guys. It's a really easy thing that you can check. Okay, and once again, that feature is available for pretty much everywhere you want to be. Actually, I think if you zoom out too far, it doesn't work anymore. And so you have to zoom into some reasonable level to get that. So a great feature for sure. The growth in 1 year. And is it going to come up? Let's see. Just waiting to see if this is going to work here. So what the growth does is it also, they call them heat maps. There you can see the red, the yellow, the green, the white. The red would be the highest. And what the growth of it would be working would show you that the average growth in terms of sale price over the last year, what has happened. Now, I find the growth, I'm almost glad that it didn't come up because it's, oh, there it is. It's a little bit misleading because as you can see here, it is, you know, here it's 3%, here's 8%. But what's really happening in the market? What's really happening in the market is the sold statistics from your 9 dots from your waffle here is a much better indication of what's happening. But in terms of the map layers, this turnover is really, really, really cool to use. Okay. So that is the refined search. We have analytics over here. Analytics is going to show me in Oak Ridges and Oak Ridges, Lake Wilcox, same things. It's going to show me, and I can pick any time length that I want here. Sure, 6 months. What are the listings total? Well, on February 19th, there were 3. On February 26th, there were 3. On March 5th, there were 5. On March 19th, there were 2. And you know, it makes sense that they're slowly rising in listings, just like, you know, inventory is growing just about everywhere. What about average sale price? Here we go. Here are the average sale prices that they've happened on the days that they've sold. Here it is. Those are your average sale prices, and you can get what are the average days on market for Lake Wilcox. Here it is. 8, 6. Down here. So you can play on all this. 1 year statistics, you can get them. I don't know if 1 week statistics are working, and they're not. 1 month statistics do work, but you can see pretty, you know, 6 days on market on April 9th, something sold. Okay, and it was 6 days on the market. So some good analytics for you geeks that like to look at everything in the analytics department. Save search, I want to save that search. And once again, that'll take me back to saved here, and it'll show me my saved searches. Right, here they are. And I'm back here to view, and I can view my, sorry, just let me go back to my, oh, no, I didn't want to do that. I'm sorry. I want to do my view. I want to do a card view. It takes me to my houses, or for those of you who prefer the table view, it takes you to here so you can have a quick read through everything all at once. Sort, price, low to high. So you can see here, this is hilarious. The price low to high function, oops, I'm sorry, I did that incorrectly. I hit the wrong one. The price low to high function, I'm sorry, is showing me on this map. If I go way out, all the way to really big, look at this, $1, $1.1 and $8,000. Like it's unbelievable. Okay, and it shows you all of this. This is working really slowly, you guys, this whole thing here. Okay, this should be full of dots here. So what can I do from here? From here, I can add things to my list. Okay, I can print from here, I can email from here, I can view in Stratus, which seems kind of useless. I can chat to Jill from here if I want to. I can add it to my likes to here, which is a saved function again. And you can get yourself organized for all these different places here, okay? When I go back to here, I'm back to the dashboard again. Basically, this is going to take me back to the same area. So let me just go all the way down to, let's just type in York. and I can go all of York and I can search. And here's everything in York. Now I can go into refined search and I can do the exact same thing that we did for Lake Wilcox, okay? But let's just pull up a listing here. Let's say I want this one. Here it is. And I've picked up a 160 Main Prize Crescent, okay? Probably half of you know where it is. And it shows who the listing broker is, who the listing brokerage is. Over on the right-hand side here, you get their contact information, their email and their fax and their office phone number, or I can chat them directly. Hey, Steve, really interested in this house. Does it have a full finished basement with a walkout? You know, whatever, right? And you can chat directly with them, okay? As you move down, it's got all the pictures. As you move down, it's basically got the same thing as Stratus. Other property information, floor plans. Definitely, maybe I pulled up a bad example unless it's in this one. Let's just have a look if it has Schedule B in here or not. No, it has a survey in here, okay? So I'm not so interested in the survey right now, but normally what you'd have here also, what would you have? Schedules, right? Schedule B, right? Maybe it has other schedules and you have a status certificate buried in here, but it does show you the survey, which is nice to have, of course. It has your directions from where you are, a virtual tour, view in Stratus if you want to just go back to Stratus. Online appointment, this is exactly the same as Stratus. Web forms AuthentiSign, you're going to type an offer. Property line PDR, search RealNet, view in GeoWarehouse. This is all the same as Stratus. You've got your descriptions, you've got when and how and why and all this wonderful stuff. Price change, all this good stuff, property information, all of the information, same as Stratus. Here the feature, oops, sorry, I went too fast there. Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. Features down here. You have the direct links into buying your reports, floor area reports, that kind of thing, special designations, room sizes, and then you get into where it is and all this other wonderful stuff, okay? Into your demographics, just like Stratus has it all, no different, okay? Basically the same information. All right, I can, if I want to, I can like this property. I can add it to my favorites. I can chat about this listing. I can suggest this listing to a client. I can send that, I can change this to the client size as client sheets so that if I'm sending this away, I can change it to the client. And when you send this to a client, what's really important here is when you send this to a client, the contact details change to your name and your brokerage, okay? To yourself, all right? Now, somewhere way down here, at the very, very bottom, it does have to say this property is listed with RE/MAX Prime Properties, but your contact details show up in this area here. Nobody else's, just yours, okay? So it's really important. Here, I'm going to email it now. I can add it to my list. Add edit, you do not have that function. Create a CMA. Once again, I have not learned how to do a CMA yet in Stratus, but that's coming. Or if I want to print it, away we go and it prints, okay? So that is your general listing information, okay? Let me just see what the chat function's got to say. We did that. You're welcome, Zana, no problem. Andre, in Realm, I miss function address history with full previous listings info. Yeah, you know what, Andre? Andre is saying you don't have address history. And I'm not so sure that I have seen that either. Andre, can you add that to your email for me, please?
Excuse me, John. Excuse me, John.
Yeah.
My understanding again for address history is in the search where you can put in just the address it then will bring up everybody, like all the history of the solds there. So when you do a search and enter the
Oh,
address.
yes, I remember now. Right, I
Yeah.
remember now. Thank you very much. Thank you. We'll get there in a second, Andre. Debbie, thank you.
Yeah.
1 second. So Andre, just hang on, okay? I'll show you where, Andre. Andy's asking, how much of functionality do we have as realtors see versus our clients? Right, so the only thing your clients can see are available listings, okay? TRREB does not allow under, what is it? I forget what it is. TRREB does not allow that functionality. However, don't forget, if you've also, Andrew, given them your HomeSpot app, then they can sign in to their HomeSpot app, and then they can access sold listings just like Home Sigma, okay, or House Sigma, I should say. Yes, same way, just a save search. Okay. So back to here. So far, we've looked at the different ways to, and I can zoom in here and get all of these things, no problem, right? So we've looked at the dashboard, which has this function, and we've looked at search, which just takes you basically to the map search. So they're virtually the same function. So don't get confused with these two searches, okay? They're basically the same. The different search is the third search, which is this one up here on the left-hand side, and call this a quick search, okay? And you can see here that when I just clicked on it, it shows my most recent searches. And I looked in York, I looked in York, I looked in York, I looked in freeholds for sale, I looked for freeholds, I looked for map search in Oak Ridges, Lake Wilcox, because I've been around the block here. It's showing me all my most recent searches. So this is a great quick search feature, okay? You can also, for example, type in an MLS number here. You know the MLS number, and the MLS comes up. And I can open this up, and here it is. Okay, it's sold. It shows who was the listing agent, who was the cooperating agent, who was the listing brokerage. It has the quick details on here, what it was, and it's got all the rest of the stuff again, just like any other listing. I just happened to pick a sold listing. Okay, simple as that. Or in Andre's case, and it was a great question, Andre, I want to find out what's happened with 98 Knight Street in New Tecumseh. Here we go. And 86 Knight Street in New Tecumseh. Nice snowy picture here. Description, and I do believe that we are going to find here as we go down. Let's see if Debbie's right. I think she is, but let's see. Property history. Here we go. Thank you, Debbie. There it is, Andre. Okay, so first of all, a transfer in 2018. It was transferred. I happen to know this one. There was 2 people on title, then there was 1 person on title, and then it was listed for sale in 2022. We happen to know this is sold yet, but it just sold a few weeks ago, so it hasn't been updated yet in Geo Warehouse or Impact. But once again, do remember that when you're looking at property history, if something has sold, Geo Warehouse does take about a month, sometimes even longer. It takes, a while for it to show up. Okay.
John,
Here's where it is. Yes, Christine.
can I interrupt for a second?
Please.
The property history, that's great, but what I think the other gentleman and myself is looking for is address history. So see if a listing is new, we want to find out what the history is on that property, not that it's sold, but if it was listed and terminated, stuff like that.
So let's have
So there's a
look.
search when you go into a new listing on Stratus, you'll see. So if you pulled up something, I don't know, pull up a new listing, you can click on that listing, and then there's a field that says address history in Stratus, and it tells you if it was listed at 900,000 and then it was terminated and now this was the new listing.
Right. And so so similar questions, two different answers. So that one, yes, we showed you where that is or that, but you're right, Christine, that history is not available yet. And I do understand they're working on that history to have that when you look at a listing. Oh no, hang on one second here. Oh no, this is just going to take me down the page here. No, I don't.
Try property history. See, click on that and see if that'll do it.
Takes me, no, it just takes that toolbar just takes you up and down the same page to each heading, right? It just takes you down the same page to each heading. No, no difference there. I have not seen that function yet. So,
Hopefully
Andre,
they'll add it.
Is that the listing history, Christine? I'm sorry, I wasn't listening to everything there.
yeah, the listing history, Debbie. Do you know that one?
Yeah, that's not available. I'd asked about that a few times actually, because yes, it is very important. But I don't know if that's coming back.
Well, wow. I'm going to ask Andre or Christine or both of you. Once again, please send me an email in regards to that so I don't forget, and I will definitely send that off to them. Okay? Please.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Christine. Appreciate the feedback always. Like I said at the beginning of this, I don't know everything about this one either yet, but we're trying. Oh, chats. Let's see here. So yeah, okay, we got that. Right, so we did that. Right, so we've done that, Andre. So, okay. So I'm going to show you something else here. I'm going to show you 82 Knight Street. And you can see here that 82 Knight Street did not come up. And the reason why 82 Knight Street did not come up is that it has never been on MLS. So only houses that have been on MLS or have been, something has changed in land registry, will you be able to find that information. So it's a quick search is what this last search function is. Okay. So the last thing I want to show you is show me how. When you click on show me how, what are you looking for today? A status change, a started add listing. I'm looking for, let's see, I'm looking for status change. And maybe I'm in the wrong screen to show you this. Bear with me for a second. I'm going to go back to here. And now, you see, when you click on the show me how, it's only going to give you the show me hows for this screen that you're at. And you can see I've looked at all the show me hows that have been crossed off already. How do I share a property in chat? How do I add a property to a list? Half the questions that you guys have asked me today, I've gone through already, and they can answer a lot of questions here for you. A walkthrough session. Do you want to get a walkthrough on getting started, on searching, on market stats, commercial? That'll be another session that we have on collaboration, that kind of thing. Help documentation. You want to learn about market stats or profiles and settings. So it's got great, how can we help you answers for that function, for functionality as well, okay? And that is my first Realm training session. The next training session, as I mentioned, is at the end of May, and it's going to be how to use Realm on your cell phone. And I have to give you really good news about the cell phone. Realm on your cell phone is vastly superior to Stratus on your cell phone. It is much easier to use, much more user-friendly. It's really a much easier system on your cell phone than Stratus. I hated Stratus on, I don't know about you guys, but I hated Stratus on my cell phone. I don't even have Stratus on my cell phone anymore. I only have Realm on it. I've taken Stratus off. The difference is unbelievable. So that is your quick walkthrough of Stratus. Some of it will be repeated. Some of the parts about the switch from Collaborate to Realm will be repeated. Some of the stuff on your phone will be repeated. I certainly recommend that you do watch some of the videos that are available from here. You've got training webinars here. You've got another one, I think there's a training videos down here somewhere, training videos here. Just some suggestions. Some of them take you to links back into Stratus, but you can find the Realm videos in there. There's certainly, I've shown people before from Stratus where you can log into actual live training sessions. And maybe I should just quickly do that actually. Just let me get into Stratus for a second. I want to show you guys one more thing. Just bear with me. Hang on a second there, Andy. Just let me log into Stratus. I want to show you something else. Just had an idea. Just logging into Stratus here. Just bear with me while we log in. Right? And up here, you have a more button here. And you get a drop-down menu and you come down to Tech Corner. And in Tech Corner, you have Realm Home and Realm Frequently Asked Questions, Realm Learning, and I do believe it's under Realm Home. I have to guess here, you'll have to excuse me. Let's see if this is going to link in. I did get the right one. So in Realm Home, there's videos here. And when you open up the videos, you have training videos here. Don't click on the promo one. It's just like advertising for them. And in the video center, it has the main training video for Realm if you haven't watched it already. Using Realm, oh, this is new. Using Realm on your mobile device, getting started with Realm webinar. And so these are, I haven't even watched this. This is brand new. But this one here, it's got some star ratings and stuff, and it's got people saying, how come, blah, blah, blah. So just another way to learn more about Realm. And so I think Andy had his hand up first. Go ahead, Andy.
Yeah, hi, John. Thanks. Great information as always. Forgive me, you may have answered my question. I somehow missed it, but I was curious if there's a function to set up automated prospect searches that meet your client's criteria so they get daily notifications of single detached homes with 2 garages or whatever.
Well, I think, isn't it just saving a search? You create your search, and when you save it, then you can assign it to a contact, if I'm not mistaken.
And I think actually, maybe Svetlana was asking the same questions. Save search. So now I can do it for the search name. I can make it whatever I want. I can assign it to Jill. I can save the search, and she's going to get notified every time there's a new listing.
You just need to change the email from never to whatever frequency, which was just, I had one more thing, John, that might address the history that we were talking about. In your quick search, if you type in 96 Professor Day without hitting enter, just take a look at that. There you go. You start to see some of the history.
Ah, I see. Yeah, so who is asking me that? Christine, do you see that?
Andre and Christine.
I don't know if they're still with us or not. Andre or Christine?
I am here. Yep, I'm here.
So Debbie had a point here. When you type in here, it shows unavailable, unavailable, and unavailable. And I guess you could go to each one. Let's try something that is maybe older.
And they don't have all the archived listings in yet either.
Yeah, I don't think this is perfect yet. That's for sure.
No, it's not.
But it was on the market for 15 days at 1.8, 1.98 for 21 days, 1.8 for 8 days. They're having a tough time selling 96 Professor Day by the looks of things. I don't think it's a perfect system, but at least it's a bit of a quick look for you there, Christine. Thank you, Debbie.
Yes, that will work.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thanks, Debbie.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Christine.
You're welcome.
So I just checked my chats here, and if anybody has any other questions. Yeah, I agree with you, Andre. The one button will be better for sure. So do send me that email, please. Anybody have any other questions?
Hello, John. I
Hi,
have a
John.
question.
Oh, I think Abraham got in there first, Abraham. So whoever was second there, just hang on. Go ahead, Abraham.
Okay, to email a listing, do we have an option of full brokerage or full client listing?
You sure do.
Like,
So we
Can
have,
you go through that,
Yep.
please? Maybe I
Yep.
missed it.
no problem. Just let me open up a listing here. God, I can't believe I clicked on the same one twice. My goodness. And so here, up here, you have settings, client full,
Okay, got it. Yes. Okay, got
and then here, email.
it. Okay, got it. Thank you.
Okay. And I missed the second person's name who started to talk at the same time, but please go ahead.
Hi, John. This is Hannah. How are you?
Hey, Anna.
Hi. Okay, I have a question. Like, if I searching for the buyer in the range of example like 1 million to 1.4, so every day if I set up like that, so if come in the new listing, they will automatically send to my client or not?
Correct. When you click on the save search and you follow the instructions like we just went through, yes, your client is going to get that. Yes.
Oh, all right. So it's so easy. Like you just set up the range.
Yeah, whatever your refined search is, whatever you're doing here, whatever area, your pricing, whatever. And then at the bottom, I'm sorry, you're going to apply that. You're going to find what he's looking for. You're going to, and then you're going to, hang on, let me get rid of this. Sorry. Then you're going to save that search and you're going to call it whatever, whatever. You're going to click the person's name, you're going to save the search, and away you go. And they're going to get updated when there's new searches. Okay.
Oh, okay. Thank
You
you.
can see this one, it says notification is disabled for the search because it has too many results. You have to have less than 200 results. Same as TRREB. That's the same as TRREB. Okay.
Yeah, but do you need to put the rent, because I don't want like too many property come up with over the our rent, right? So I just want certain property with I want to search in. So you put the
Well-
rent between 1 million to 1.4 or something like that, or no?
Well, yeah, in refined search, Hannah, you have the price available here,
Oh, okay.
right? You have the, you pick, 1 million, wherever that is, 1 million to 1.4.
Oh, okay.
And then when you've got that all done and then you apply, it's going to show you there's lots of houses in New York between that price range.
Yeah.
But then you would save that search and pick your client and away you go. So don't forget, you have to do that. To do that, you have to have your client in a contact. You have to add your client as a contact, okay? So that you can send that information to your client and it'll go automatically, okay?
Oh, all right.
Any other, just let me check the chat feature here.
Thank you, John.
Let's see, the RealNet function available. I believe RealNet vanilla is going to still take you here. There's RealNet somewhere here, but it takes you back into Stratus at this time period. Here, RealNet. It takes you right back into Stratus. This is one of the link functions that means the hybrid system. Okay. And then it says, I must have missed it, but how do we access web forms Authentisign? So at the moment, it's a great question. I know that when you're in a listing and you access a listing, that when you come down here, you can get to web forms Authentisign here. But how else do you get to web forms Authentisign? I don't know. I don't know that answer. Debbie, any idea? I don't know if Debbie's still with us or not, but I don't know that answer, Vanilla, on how to just get into web forms Authentisign. Just let me double check one more thing here. Hang on. Is it just here?
Maybe from your avatar or from your Waffle menu, maybe?
Yeah, I'm in the Waffle menu now, Christine, and I'm just looking to see if it's here. Web Forms Authentisign, here it is. So it's in the Waffle menu. There it is there. Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much. That was an hour and a half. My brain is like mush having to do this. I do hope that you join us in May for the cell phone training. And in the meantime, I'm encouraging all of you, start using it. I'm starting to use it. I'll be honest, I'm not using it all the time. I think I'm using it about 50% of the time, getting better at it every time I use it. So keep playing, keep using it. Enjoy some spring weather coming, I hope. Stay safe, everybody, and happy selling. All the best.
Thank you so much for watching. If you like our video, please hit the like button, the subscribe, and even the little bell to get notifications, just so you can stay in touch and watch more of these great videos.